So I think that people often mix goals. I think that you should start with one clear goal. And so I have a simple model like on the tactical side. So the ARIA framework is for the mindset stuff. And then I have a simple model that is for the tactical side. And the S is for starting with a SMART goal. So I think having a clear goal that is time bound and that is one single goal. I think that people try to do too many things at once. And so they can't get there in a time that is sort of inspiring to them and will keep the momentum up. But if you have one clear goal, the thing that I love about money is that um, on paper, by math standards, it's very simple. The money goes up or it goes down. Those are the two levers that you can control. You can control the income side, you can control the expense side. Now, there are practical, creative things that you can do that, I as a coach often will point out to people. But those are the two levers. And so having one clear goal that's time bound, you can what I do is do like reverse engineering. So it comes from like underwriting principles where we project things out and then reverse engineer getting the outcome. But yeah, that's where I would say to start is getting a strategic budget that actually cash flows because you're manipulating those levers.
Well, you also mentioned the mindset of money. And that is usually the first thing you need to tackle before you start implementing any of this stuff, because you could tell them all these great strategies, but when the mind is not working in that frequency, it just doesn't go. So, what is
100%.
the most common mindset that is the wrong mindset when it comes to money?
I think just thinking that nothing can change. Like, I'll talk with prospects and they'll say, I want to change things around, but I don't want to change my lifestyle that much. And I'm like, okay, well, those two things might might not go together. They might cause some friction.
Hmm.
So the Aria money model is one to awaken. That's to realize, like, have the awareness that, hey, something's not going the right direction and I need to turn it around. That the second step is R for reframing your mind. So that's the second step that I think people get caught up on, and that I offer maybe, hey, maybe we should think of it this way. If it hasn't been working for you the past 5 years, maybe something needs to change. Um, maybe we can't keep everything the same and keep expecting that maybe you're going to get a different result. And so you sort of have to put things simply. And I talk about like money triggers, understanding why they're stuck. Like, we do analysis on their finances, but what are the underlying root causes? Is it FOMO? Is it charity? Sometimes people can't say no to their children on things, or they, can't say no to helping out family members, but yet they're drowning themselves. There are some, it's not always just they're spending frivolously. Sometimes it's very difficult root cause things that they need to work through, and they need to see it first and then come up with a plan for how, okay, this is my default behavior. How can we retrain that to a more positive behavior? I also talk about intentional trade-offs. Like, if there's this pile of resources that we have, and it's not unlimited. So, what is the highest and best use of those resources? Like, let's actually put your priorities in order. And then, maybe then you're going to need to make trade-offs. So it's making those invisible opportunity costs visible and then actually prioritizing. Same thing we do with our time and our energy. So those are some of the things that I talk about. But yeah, absolutely. Awaken, reframe. Only after you've done that work can you move on to the other steps, which are setting a new intention for your money and then taking action. But you can't do the action unless you've gone through all of this mind stuff. Because, like you said, sometimes it doesn't matter how obvious something is. If your mind is totally blocked off, you can't see anything.